Listen carefully, because the next few minutes might save you from months, maybe even years of emotional damage. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." And when you understand people's intentions, especially the ones hidden behind innocent questions, you start to see the truth behind their behavior. You start to see the people you should walk toward, and the ones you should walk away from. Most people don't reveal themselves through their actions. They reveal themselves through their questions, their curiosity, their timing, their entitlement to information they haven't earned. The average person doesn't listen for these moments, but the self-aware person does, because there are certain questions people ask. Questions that sound harmless, questions that sound polite, sometimes even caring, but underneath they carry a very different intention. Some people ask to understand, some ask to connect, but some ask to measure you, to access you, to study your weaknesses, or to insert themselves into parts of your life they have no business entering. If you've ever felt drained after talking to someone, if you've ever felt exposed after you share something, if you've ever wondered why certain people feel like emotional traps rather than emotional connections, this video will make everything click. Because the moment you learn to recognize these 5 questions, the moment you understand what they really mean, you will stop giving the wrong people access to you. You will stop leaking your energy into conversations that take from you instead of building you. You will stop explaining yourself to people who don't deserve your truth. You will stop defending your decisions to people who don't live your life. You will rise above the noise. This isn't about being suspicious. It's about being aware. It's about becoming a person who values their time, their peace, and their power enough to protect them. There are people who ask because they care, but there are also people who ask because they want to know how much they can get from you, how far they can push you, what you fear, what you doubt, what you don't want to reveal, where your limits are, where your strengths are, and how they can position themselves above you. Jung believed that human beings are constantly expressing their inner motives, even when their words seem harmless. And once you understand these motives, you stop being confused. You stop being manipulated. You stop letting the wrong people influence your self-perception. Because here is the reality. You don't need to fear people. You just need to know how to read them. And in today's world where everyone is trying to appear wiser, kinder, richer, happier, more stable, more spiritual than they really are, being able to read intentions is one of the most powerful skills you can have. It's not something you learn in school. It's something you learn through experience, pain, and psychological awareness. This video gives you that awareness without the pain. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down the 5 questions that reveal everything about someone's character. Questions that show you exactly when to stay silent, when to pull back, and when to walk away completely. These questions are subtle. You'll hear them at work. You'll hear them in relationships. You'll hear them from friends, family, even people you thought you could trust. And once you recognize them, you'll never unsee them. Because the truth is simple. People tell you who they are. You just have to listen to the questions they ask. So sit back, listen closely, and prepare to see the people in your life with clearer eyes, calmer judgment, and a stronger sense of self. Let's begin. Question 1. So how much do you make? This question is never about curiosity. It's about calculation. Jung believed that people reveal their unconscious power dynamics through what they choose to focus on. And when someone asks about your income early, casually, or with unusual confidence, they aren't trying to understand you. They're trying to rank you. People who ask this want to know where to place you on their internal ladder. Above them, below them, useful to them, or irrelevant. Strong, self-aware individuals don't need to measure others. They focus on character, not currency. But insecure people crave data points, because that's how they create the illusion of superiority. If someone asks too soon, too boldly, or with strange entitlement, they've already shown you their mindset. Stay silent. Stay private. Stay in control. Protect your personal metrics. People who obsess over status will never see your worth beyond what you can offer them. Question 2. Why are you doing that? On the surface it sounds innocent, but the tone of this question reveals everything. There are people who ask because they want to understand your journey, and then there are people who ask because your growth threatens them. When they say, "Why are you starting that business? Why are you learning that skill? Why are you changing your life?" What they often mean is, "Stop, your evolution makes me uncomfortable." Jung taught that people project their fears onto others, so when someone challenges your choices, they're really revealing their own limitations. You're not confusing them, you're reminding them of what they're not doing. Protect your momentum. Not everyone deserves access to your transformation. Move in silence. Let your growth be the explanation. Question 3. Can I ask you something personal? Most people don't ask this out of respect. They ask it as a test. They want to see how much of yourself you're willing to hand over. They want to measure your boundaries. They want to know how far they can go. And here's the truth. Healthy people don't rush to dig into your private life. Insecure or manipulative people do. Why? Because the more they know, the easier it is to influence you, guilt you, provoke you, or position themselves above you. Your silence is not rudeness. It is self-mastery. Not every question deserves an answer, and not every person deserves the unfiltered version of you. Stay guarded with those who haven't earned access. Your privacy is power. Question 4. Who are you seeing? What's going on in your love life? Pay attention to this one. Some people ask about your romantic life not because they care, but because they want information to judge, gossip, compare, or sabotage. Your love life is one of the easiest ways for someone to decode your vulnerabilities. Who you trust, who you rely on, what you desire, what you fear losing. So when someone who hasn't earned your emotional loyalty begins probing into your relationships, it's a red flag. Jung said that what people are most curious about reveals what they lack in themselves. The ones who fixate on your love life are often the ones who lack stability in their own. Keep your relationships sacred, not silent, just protected. Question 5. Why didn't you tell me? This is the guilt trip question, one of the most dangerous. People who ask this want something very specific, control over your access. They want to feel entitled to your decisions, your movements, your plans, your private updates. But here's the truth most don't want to admit. You don't owe anyone a notification of your evolution. People who react with guilt rather than support are showing you a deeper truth. Your independence threatens their illusion of closeness. You are allowed to outgrow people. You are allowed to move differently. You are allowed to choose silence over justification. If someone tries to make you feel wrong for protecting your space, for choosing privacy, for moving quietly, they are showing you exactly why you stopped telling them things. Pull back. Reclaim your boundaries. Let your peace be the reason. So here's the truth. Most people don't reveal their intentions through their actions. They reveal them through their questions. Every question you heard in this video is a doorway into someone's psychology. Their insecurity, their ambitions, their fears, their desire to control, compare, or consume. Carl Jung believed that people make the deepest parts of themselves visible without realizing it. And once you learn to listen, not to their words, but to their motives, you stop living at the mercy of other people's expectations. You stop explaining yourself. You stop oversharing. You stop letting the wrong people sit at the center of your emotional life. And something powerful happens. You begin to stand taller. You begin to walk quieter. You begin to trust your intuition again. You begin to protect the parts of you that were once too open, too accessible, too easily read. You realize that you don't need to announce your journey. You don't need to justify your decisions. You don't need to shrink yourself to make other people comfortable. Your life is your space. Your energy is your responsibility. Your boundaries are your first line of self-respect. And the moment you stop entertaining people who feel entitled to your personal information, you become stronger, calmer, more focused, more magnetic. Because people are always drawn to the person who is self-contained, the one who doesn't crave approval, the one who knows how to stay silent and still remain sovereign. So as you move forward, remember this. You don't protect your peace by fighting people. You protect your peace by filtering people, by paying attention, by choosing wisely, by walking away without noise, without anger, without explanation. Not everyone deserves access to your world. Not everyone has earned the right to know your plans. Not everyone can be trusted with your truth. And the more you embrace this, the more you step into the life Jung spoke of, a life shaped not by unconscious patterns, but by conscious awareness, unshakable boundaries, and self-mastery. If this message resonated with you, if it opened your eyes, if it reminded you of your power, subscribe for more Jung-inspired psychology, more Stoic clarity, and more life lessons that strengthen your mind and sharpen your intuition. Share this video with someone who needs to protect their peace.
And remember,
your life gets better the moment you stop giving the wrong people the right access. Stay aware, stay grounded, stay untouchable.